When it opened last spring, Mayor Muriel Bowser called Mary's House for Older Adults in D.C. a model for the entire city. While it's not a city-managed facility, her administration loaned the owner of the home almost $1 million of your dollars to make a safe space for aging members of the LGBT community. Just a few months later, some residents are telling the News 4 I-Team they think that promise was an empty one. They spoke to Ted Oberg and our team about harassment allegations, police calls, and even a death at the home you helped pay for.
2, 3. On the day he moved into Mary's House for Older Adults, Wes Pinkney was ecstatic.
Opening day was beautiful.
The 71-year-old D.C. resident told the News 4 I-Team he'd worked with the founder of Mary's House, Dr. Imani Woody, for years to make her dream a reality, and he finally felt like he was home.
This is a place for the residents of Washington, D.C., LGBTQ plus same gender loving, to have a safe space.
Mary's House in Southeast D.C. was designed, according to its founder and their website, to be D.C.'s first affordable LGBTQ plus affirming communal living space for adults 60 and over.
That's how I felt. I clicked my heels 3 times.
But just weeks later, the man who says he clicked his heels like Dorothy on opening day felt like he was in the midst of that tornado instead of safely at home.
3 weeks later.
Serious?
Yeah. Because what I saw was there were straight people in the house. We got 9 straight people and 5 gay folks.
It wasn't their orientation that Pinkney says bothered him, though he was surprised about the makeup of the communal home.
The city will say, well, we can't discriminate against straight people, just like we can't discriminate against members of the LGBTQ plus community. So the people who moved in are the people who moved in.
Well, I'll say this much. There's a tug of war.
Wes and a former Mary's House staffer told the I-Team some of the non-LGBTQ plus residents told them they were never informed about Mary's House focus on that community. It seemed to have lacked a little bit of the care and nurture that you would think that typically went into something like this, that former program manager told the I-Team. A representative for Mary's House responded, "It is illegal to discriminate based on sexual identity," and that while the home was marketed as a safe space for the LGBTQ plus community, anyone can apply to live at Mary's House.
It's just not a friendly atmosphere. There's been homophobic little remarks here and there.
But the makeup of the home is not the only concern some residents worry about, like Sydney Robertson.
How often are the police there?
They've been there a few times.
D.C. police and fire records show 11 visits to Mary's House since the end of April, 9 by police for reports of things like robbery, harassment, theft, and on June 20th, a dead body.
There was police and ambulances and everything all over the street.
Records from the D.C. Medical Examiner's Office show a man died from an overdose inside Mary's House.
If you had a choice, you'd be somewhere else.
I'd be gone in a flat second. I'd be gone in 5 minutes after we stopped this.
Sydney tells us he too has experienced harassment and seen others harassed as well. Wes, Sydney, and that former staffer tell the I-Team they took their concerns to management and at times to the board of directors well before contacting the I-Team. In response, a Mary's House representative said resident council and property management worked together to communicate as needed to address resident concerns. For weeks, the I-Team tried to talk to the people who built and run Mary's House. 2 of them agreed to an interview but never followed through. One of them later told us, "We take resident concerns seriously and are following the processes we've put in place to ensure the environment reflects the mission and values of Mary's House for Older Adults." We did ask to speak with other residents of Mary's House, but were told by a representative that the head of the resident circle would have to approve that. We never heard back from him. And the city was equally shy, didn't really want to talk to us, but did tell us Mary's House is not a city program, but we remain in communication with its leadership and are exploring additional ways to expand supportive programming, refer prospective LGBTQ residents, and assist current residents. Cold comfort for at least 2 residents who say they were promised so much more.
Welcome to Mary's House for Older Adults.
In a project the mayor bragged about on opening day.
This is a model for the whole city.
That was after her administration invested $1 million in Mary's House through a loan from D.C.'s Housing Production Trust Fund.
Good investment?
No. His biggest, it's just a lie.
Since our interview with Wes Pinkney, he has moved out of Mary's House for Older Adults, and that former program manager left as well, noting the lack of oversight and structure. A spokesperson for Mary's House said they did repay the loan from DC's Housing Production Trust Fund, which was used for construction, but the city says its records don't show that repayment, at least as of now. Several other private corporations donated to Mary's House for Older Adults, including a one-time donation from our parent company, Comcast, in 2022 for digital skills training. But Jim, the question remains, is this what the residents were promised and what city residents thought they were using some of their money for?
And certainly not the model that a lot of people thought it was going to be.
That it could be. Maybe it's growing pains. We have to hope.
Yeah. All right. Ted, thanks so much for bringing us that story and shining a light on it.